It's not.
I'm just kidding.
What you do is you have them go all the way back before you do that. All right, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
It's definitely not this chair.
Okay, we'll keep trying different chairs until we get it.
Goldilocks, simmer down, okay?
Thought about that, yeah.
All right, 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood,
Here.
Meg LaFave,
Here.
Barbara Heber,
Present.
Charles Costick,
Here.
Ricky Collins,
Here.
James Coffey,
Here.
Amy Manette, present.
Resolution 224, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of August 16th, 2018 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Second.
Seconded.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 225, the abstract 1A-18.
Public comment?
Apologize. And what did I tell you today when I was public comment? Nothing for public comment. Yeah, I thought I was going to be late to the meeting today. I'm like, Megan, don't forget the public comment. Thanks, Tom. Wow.
Made it.
Abstract 1A-18.
Resolved that the abstract valued claims number 9A-18 for $702,283.23. Abstract 9A-18A prepays for the amount of $6,707,429.85 be received as reviewed by the audit committee and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Costick. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 226, resurfacing for the West Plattsburgh Recreation Park tennis courts.
Whereas the Parks and Recreation Department, in cooperation with the Buildings and Grounds Department, is responsible for the maintenance of 8 sets of tennis courts in the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas to maintain the value and use of said courts, the department must maintain the tennis courts on a maintenance schedule. And whereas Ms. Defiant has obtained formal written quotes for the purchase of tennis resurfacing and painting that were received and reviewed by Ms. Defiant, therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the resurfacing, cleaning, and repainting of the tennis courts by Advantage Tennis Inc., P.O. Box 73, Passamic, Vermont, 05861, in the amount of $11,640. It is further resolved that the supervisor be and he hereby is authorized to sign all related documents relative to the resurfacing and repainting of West Plattsburgh Park to be made payable from the field maintenance account, as noted. And it is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the finance manager, Ms. Defiant, Youth Service and Recreation Director, and Buildings and Grounds Department Head.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave. Is there a second?
Second.
Costick. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 227, investment policy.
Whereas it is necessary for the town of Plattsburgh to update its policies to reflect changes in banking and investment services, therefore be it resolved that the attached town of Plattsburgh investment policy hereby is approved effective this date.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert. Is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Any discussion?
I had a chance to talk to Patrick about this.
Yep.
Especially being on the audit committee. Tom and I are aware of the reasons for doing this, so they're all very good in terms of just adding banks for our bands.
Yep.
Trying to look out in the best interest for interest rates for our
Sure.
investments, so.
Anything else? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry.
Oh, I should have added that Pat called me today about this as well, because I had a question. He's
Okay.
just always so good at
Yep.
keeping us informed and following up and
Yep.
being on the ball.
Resolution 228, night class agreement.
Whereas the New York General Municipal Law, Article 5-G, Section 119-0, empowers municipal corporations and districts to enter into, amend, cancel, and terminate agreements for the performance among themselves of their respective functions, powers, and duties on a cooperative or contract basis. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh wishes to invest certain of its available investment funds in cooperation with other corporations and/or districts pursuant to a municipal cooperation agreement. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh wishes to assure the safety and liquidity of its funds, therefore be it resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and deliver the cooperative investment agreement in the name of the town of Plattsburgh, and a certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Caustic, is there a second?
Second.
Was that LaFave? Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 229, Twin State Maintenance Renewal Agreement.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh maintains an annual maintenance renewal agreement with Twin State to provide telephone hardware, software, and system support. And whereas Twin State has submitted a renewal agreement to the town for service from September 1st, 2018 to August 31st, 2019. And whereas the town board has provided within the general fund of the town of Plattsburgh 2019 budget for the renewal of its one-year contract with Twin State in the amount of $6,775.52. Whereas the town attorney has approved as to form the one-year contract submitted by Twin State. Now therefore be it resolved that the one-year renewal contract submitted by Twin State be approved, and the supervisor is authorized to execute the same for the town of Plattsburgh, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert. I am gonna offer, two comments to this. First, this really allows our phone system to operate. It's one of those critical components. Interestingly enough, phones have changed a lot, you know, and I don't mean that sarcastically at all. I mean, obviously the cell phones and stuff, traditional desk phones have changed a lot, you know, being connected with IPs and all that type of stuff. I just wanna make you aware that, Patrick and I have been working with Kyle from Twin State, and we'll be looking at some packages because phones need updating. I mean, it's crazy, the software systems and stuff like that. So we need to do this first, and then over the course of the next several weeks, months, or whatever, when it hits, you know, you'll be seeing that as well, so don't be surprised by it. It's just,
Wait, don't use the dial-up?
Yes, I was just glad to say you didn't say can and two strings. So I just wanna put that in perspective. You know, a lot of people think of phones, though, and you go, wow, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but the phone system itself has changed a lot, so.
Is there a 2019 budget?
Not formalized yet, no.
So when it says 2019 budget,
It will be encompassed within that,
okay.
yeah. It's a plan, and we're planning on that expense. It's-
So you will provide, you haven't provided?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Does carry. Resolution 230, authorized purchase of lighting fixtures from Heinz Electrical Supply.
Whereas the town maintenance and operation of the town's light fixtures throughout the town's facilities and the proper function of said equipment is necessary to meet the town's lighting operational needs. And whereas Mr. Rasco made several phone calls to solicit quotes for the proposed service and have received bids to provide the required equipment, therefore be it resolved, the town board approve the purchase as recommended, and that Mr. Rasco is hereby authorized to make said purchases. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to make payments to Heinz Electrical Supply Company Incorporated in the amount of $14,773.72. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and buildings and grounds department head, Richard Rasco.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Caustic, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave. Just want to remind folks that this particular purchase is coming through the Clean Energy Community. This is project number 2 of 4, and that these lights are being itemized for the parks, and also some supporting lights here on the town property. So,
It's more than one part?
yeah, the plan is the parks.
All parks.
Yep,
And we'll still have some for the,
that's the plan.
that's
This is
good.
exterior lighting.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Yes.
yep.
Although it does say interior in here, doesn't it? In the note, exterior and interior lights with LED fixtures.
Some of,
This is the park interior that's.
yeah, it may be one of the, I'm not even gonna try to, I'm just not.
How
I just
far
know
it
that-
goes.
We can follow up with him.
Yeah.
He's so into taking these projects on.
Mhm.
I have identified some places inside that you
Yep.
can use these lights.
The other part to it is, Rick is also gonna be working with Heinz Electrical on some rebates too,
Okay.
through the
That's all my
management of that
questions.
program too,
All right.
so.
Makes sense.
And we also got an email from somebody at NICEAG who wants to discuss further rebates. And Trevor and I are gonna talk to him on Monday.
Great. Great, all right, anything else? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 231, request to attend the New York Planning Federation Conference in Bolton.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Planning and Community Development Department are required to maintain professional training and development, and whereas it is in the best interest of the town planning and community development department to update technical knowledge and new regulation information regarding comprehensive planning, complete streets, solar energy, subdivision, and site plan reviews. Now therefore be it resolved that Milana Tamer be allowed to attend the APA annual conference held on October 3rd through 5th, 2018 in Ithaca, New York. And it is further resolved that $448 for lodging and meals and $215 for registration be charged to the planning department budget account as noted. And it is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and planning department head.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, Hebert. Any discussion?
One question.
Yep.
Resolution states conference in Bolton, and then the letter states Ithaca, New York.
Thank you, good catch.
Mhm.
Yeah, and thank you to Debbie.
Yeah, there was a
I
cut and
think that's a
paste.
carryover from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, so. Michael, just to, Tom and I serve on the planning, community development committee.
You're sorta on it, or you
Sort
are?
of, I'm on it. Maybe that's Thomas that's sort of on it.
Sort of on it.
I know, but I know I'm not sort of, in terms of Melina, she really certainly expresses,
Yep.
interest in increasing her competency and skill set in this area, and she's definitely, been a contributor to,
She's been a quick study.
yes.
How- I just have a question about how the draft was pared down. There were several others listed.
It was a mistake. So what has happened in the past is, it's not meant to come across as finger wagging, but previously what they did is they would regurgitate the same resolutions. So we've been trying to clean stuff up, and that was the habit. So in the previous one, Debbie and James Sherman and a couple other people were on it. It was simply wrong.
I thought you were gonna go.
So.
No, actually, I called, I looked at it this
Yeah.
afternoon, and I called Debbie, and she said she had just pasted the wrong thing
Yeah.
on there. I said, we already went,
Yeah,
because that was in April.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
okay. Anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 232, publish a request for proposals, RFPs intended for professional IT services.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh is seeking proposals from qualified computer and information technology firms to provide professional services for the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas firms offering proposals should be familiar with the infrastructure, hardware, software programs, and services utilized by the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh will rank the responses received on an evaluation of certification that your firms provide services to municipal clients, technical skills, experience, and reference information. The town of Plattsburgh reserves the right to reject any or all proposals and to conduct interviews at its sole discretion. Responses must be sealed and marked "Proposal for Computer and Information Technology Services for Town Offices" and received at the town of Plattsburgh by 2 p.m. October 19, 2018. Additional information regarding this request for proposals may be obtained by calling the town clerk at 562-6832 during business hours Monday through Friday, or going to the town of Plattsburgh website. Now therefore, it is resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh does hereby authorize the supervisor to solicit and receive informal bid proposals for computer and information technology services for town offices, to administer and deliver the scope of services, and that the town clerk post notice on the town clerk's bulletin board and post on the town's website. And it is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the town finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave.
Second.
would. Of all the resolutions that I wanna talk about tonight, this is actually one of them. I want to thank, several of our department heads for the amount of work and energy that they have put into this. You know, each of them are experts in their own right, in their own area, but this is one of those critical functions that everything just comes into one section. You know, we're the redheaded stepchild of municipalities in many respects. We're not quite big enough, we're not quite small enough. We don't have a full-on IT department as part of our team here, so they have a vested interest in it. Trevor has spent an incredible amount of time and energy on this, along with Scott Stoddard, along with Brian, along with Pat, and myself, and I just wanna express my deepest appreciation for them. It's just, you know, we're talking about the phones, that's just one element of it. You talk about GIS, pictometry, all the other functions that they have, this is all part of that package. You know, email nowadays, so I know I'm kinda going on length here, but I really want people to understand, that they've been really committed to this. Then, when the proposals will come in, I know that they'll spend as much time and energy going through the ranking and understanding of it stuff. Usually the tech companies will end up calling and wanna do like a site visit to see the server room, and so that will take up some time and energy as well. So, just appreciate them, you know, working on this with us. Any other things with this? All right. Seeing nothing further, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 233, scheduled public hearing regarding the adoption of local law number 1 of 2018, entitled Community Choice Aggregation Energy Program.
The town board of the town of Plattsburgh in regular session duly convened does hereby resolve as follows. Section 1, the town board of the town of Plattsburgh does hereby schedule a public hearing on September 20th, 2018 at 6 p.m. at the offices of the town of Plattsburgh at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, on the proposed adoption of a local law of the town of Plattsburgh entitled Community Choice Aggregation Energy Program. Section 2, the town clerk is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to A, immediately publish a legal notice as to said public hearing in the Plattsburgh Press Republican, Plattsburgh, New York, post a copy thereof on the town clerk's signboard, and B, immediately serve a copy of the proposed local law, together with a copy of the notice of public hearing thereon upon any other government officers, boards, departments, or entities, if such service is required by applicable provisions of law. Section 3, pursuant to Part 617 of the implementing regulations to Article 8, Seeker Act, the town of Plattsburgh shall determine whether adoption of the proposed local law would have a significant effect upon the environment. Section 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, any discussion? This is, in referred to NIME too, because we've been calling it a couple things, NIME for good energy. And a draft of the local law will be available, in Ricky's office for people that are interested in it. So, depending on what the, reaction from the public is, there's a couple different options, just as a reminder. We could choose not to go with the local law. We could adopt the local law, and that would allow the company to provide us a proposal, and then we could still make a determination that we are not going with them. So there's still many steps in this before the town makes a decision to go with this. The general understanding though is we cannot get a formal proposal unless we put forward the local law, which allows them to give us a proposal to the Public Service Commission, okay? Kind of clunky, but it is what it is, all right?
When will the local law be available, seeing there's no meeting next week?
It'll be available tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I think Jim has a draft, so, yeah. And it's pretty basic to what they do across the board, so, you know. Anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so does carry. Upon the recommendation of no one, we will not have an executive session.
How is it possible?
Oh, my gosh.
We've solved all the world's problems.
Well, Jim told me that he'd wrapped up everything.
August too.
Yeah.
All right, is there a motion, to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so is carried. Just a reminder, we will not have a meeting next Thursday. More importantly, for those that are voting in the primary, it is primary day. Please remind people, that it's on a Thursday because of September 11th.
It's also a Democrat primary
Yes,
and a Reform
a
Party.
reform party,
And blanks can vote in the Reform Party,
correct, correct, yep. Yep, yep, all right. Have a good night, folks.
Debbie, you want a copy of this? Long?
Yes, please, if you have one.
I do.